In Module 3, Lesson 18, we're going to look at distance on the coordinate plane. So begin with the opening exercise. 4 friends are touring on motorcycles, and they come to the intersection of 2 roads. The road they are on continues straight, and the other is perpendicular to it. It means it creates right angles. The sign at the intersection shows the distances to several towns. You are supposed to draw a map or diagram of the roads and use it and the information on the sign to answer the questions. So the distance between Albertsville and Dewey Falls from this point would be the 8 miles in one direction, which is to the left, and Dewey Falls, which is 6 miles in the other direction. So the distance will be 8 plus 6 because they are going in opposite directions. The distance between Blossville and Cheyenne. Blossville and Cheyenne are both going in the same direction. So if we got to Blossville, that would be 12 miles, or 3 miles, towards Cheyenne. So from Blossville, the additional distance would be 9 miles. On the coordinate plane, what represents the intersection of the 2 roads? Where the 2 roads cross, that would be the origin. So then the distance between points on an axis, the distance between -40 and 50 is 9 units. And I know that because the ordered pairs have a y coordinate of 0 in common, and it means that they are on the x-axis, both points. We found the distance between the 2 numbers on the number line by counting from -4 to 0 and then 0 to 5. Example 2. The length of the line segment with endpoints 0, -6 and 0, -11. In this case, the ordered pairs of the endpoints they both have 0 for the x-coordinate. And that, of course, means that they are both on the y-axis. Now the length of that line segment, because both of those locations are traveling down on the number line. Under those circumstances, we'd have to start at -6 and count to -11. And that would give us 5 units. So then in example 3, finding the length of a horizontal or vertical line segment that does not lie on an axis. If we have a line segment with endpoints -3, 3, and -3, -5, the ordered pairs both have -3 for their x-coordinates. And that means that they are both on a vertical line. Which is very much like a y-axis. So then finding the length of the line segment is simply finding the distance between 3 and -5 on that vertical number line. And so it is 8 units long. In exercise 1, A through E, we'll look for the coordinates that have the same value, and then the other coordinates will be the ones we'll use to find the length of the line segments. So in 1A, we have -3, 4 and -3, 9. Our x-coordinates are the same, so our y-coordinates will determine the length. And both numbers are positive, so we subtract and find that it is 5 units long. They're also asking us now, explain how you determine if the line segments are horizontal or vertical. So if our x-coordinate is -3 and remains at -3, this is vertical. Because the x-coordinate is the same. Our next point, 2, -2, and -8, -2, share a y-coordinate, which is kind of the opposite of what we just did in A. So that means that it's going to be a horizontal line. And the distance between 2 and -8, +2 has to go back to 0, 2 units. And then there are 8 units more toward the left. So it is 10 units long. And it is horizontal. Because the y-coordinates are the same. Exercise C, we have -6, -6, and -6, 1. So our x-coordinates are the same. And that means we have a vertical line. That vertical line, if we start at -6 and go back to 0, that's 6 units, plus 1 more unit is 7 units. So it is 7 units long. And we know that it is vertical because the x-coordinates are the same. D, we have -9, 4, and -4, 4. So that means that our y-coordinates are the same. It means it's going to be a horizontal line. It is, let's see, we have -9 and -4, and they are only 5 units away from each other, so it is 5 units long, and we know that it is horizontal. Because the y coordinates are the same. And then finally, E, we have 0, -11, and 0, 8. And that means that our x coordinates are the same, so it's going to be a vertical line. And it is -11 and +8. So when we put those together, it is 19 units long. And it is vertical because the x coordinates are the same.